I want to do a quick video on our new Opus OP2. I couldn't find a whole bunch of videos on these on YouTube of real owners in America, or at least I couldn't find many. So I'm going to do a little video of our camper Opus OP2. So this is what the rear looks like. One thing to know if you're going to hook up the hot water, you have to leave the door open on this back left corner for the gas to hook up. I don't know why they do that. I guess maybe that's a code regulation, but your shower is right here. Realize your shower is going to get water in it, so bring you a microfiber to clean that up. It's got a couple of guy lines here on the back to guy it out. See if I can get back far enough to show you kind of what it looks like. That's the whole setup. It's got a little sunshade on top. The rack folds up out of the way, completely out of the way. I've got the stabilizer legs. I do not have the shower on here. We used it the first trip. We're in a campground this time, so I don't think I'm going to need a shower or a bathroom right now. You do have two tanks. You've got your rear tank, your front tank, your power when you're hooked up to your house or shore. If you're in a campground with power, we're not. You've got these two trays on this side. And you've got spaces for your jerry cans, which I did not use. I used a ratchet strap and put my leveling blocks there. You've got a spot for two propane tanks. I have the Cruise Master hitch, which is fantastic. I don't have a lot of experience with towing, but that thing is awesome. This thing goes behind the car well. It goes down dirt roads probably better than the car does. Very smooth, very smooth. Braking's very good. We're pulling it with a Toyota Land Cruiser, the new one, with the hybrid engine in it, so it will do it. My gas mileage has been about 14 to 15 and a half on the with mostly interstate, and then some back roads as well. So this is kind of what it looks like. I'm not hooked up, obviously. So you've got a little awning here that protects the front window pretty well. Where I'm at is so level, I'm not even gonna guy out the front. You've got the slide for the fridge. You've got these cool containers, cool storage here that close and then nest back in. If you're running the refrigerator with the door closed, there is a little fan here. You have a little switch here that you can turn on. So if you had to close it up, or when you're driving and you don't have airflow for the vents here on the refrigerator, you can still get airflow. Make sure it's secured really well. Mine was not secured well, and you can see before I even got the trailer, it had scratched up the side of my nice, however much these coolers cost. Had already jacked it up. This one has Bluetooth on it. I have not used that yet. The slides are very smooth. They're easy to go in and out. You've got your full kitchen here with hot water, your gas stove top. You have a utensil holder here. We have chosen just to do plastic utensils that we're going to throw away. We just threw a few in here because we're going to do steaks tonight. One thing to know, this came dirty, so I thought I would pull it out and wash it. This does not come out. This is fastened in, so you have to clean it in place. That's fine, just kind of a thing. One thing that I didn't know until I bought the trailer the guy was going over is that these burners are all removable. So you can take all this in and clean it like if you were to spill. Very nice kitchen. I mean, like it lights. It's got the igniters in it. You just hold it. A good little light here. The lights do. A lot of this thing has to be plugged in every time that you do the trailer, which is, I'm surprised that they don't make it to where it stays. The same things are not, don't stay plugged in. You do have to plug a lot of stuff in every time you take it apart, take it down. You have to do a lot of folding up and nesting, which is okay. I'm just know that when you're getting it, it's not just one and done, you know what I mean? So you've got a nice drying rack, you've got hot and cold water. You do have hot and cold water here. That was a question that I had. That is a thing. I always forget to turn on the pump. You do have to turn on the pump, but lots of water on here. The very first trip we took, we went out for 3 days, 2 nights. Just running the fridge is really all we primarily ran on the power. And the power might have gone down to 88%. Now I have a 300 amp hour lithium, and we have an EcoFlow that we're using for my wife's CPAP. So the actual power of the trailer, though, in terms of lights, water, the fridge, everything, and it was about 85 degrees. I know we don't have air conditioning, and we didn't run any fans. We just did the LED lights inside in the fridge. But like I said, 3 days was, I think, 88% power. It was ridiculous. It didn't use anything. You do have one more little storage here. These things, you do have to lift the lid, the edge, to get it to nest. You've got some power points around the trailer. Let me back up a little bit so you can kind of see how it looks there. So, this is the 3rd time that I've had it up. We popped it up the night we got it. We left at 2 o'clock in the morning to dodge a rain storm coming in. We got home, popped it back up to dry it out. And this is my 3rd time popping it up. I have noticed I've taken some time to kind of make sure that all these little Velcro pieces are very square. You definitely get more familiar with it every time you put it up. Every time that you have an instance that you pop this thing up, you're like, oh, I learned something new. I can do this in this manner, and it's a little faster, or it's a little smoother. I didn't realize, you know, so hot last weekend, I didn't realize you can actually unzip the entire rear window, which is overhung generally under the shower enclosure. We could have undid that 100% and had more airflow through the tent. That would have been cool. We have not unzipped this whole side. We haven't put up the sun canopy. We got the sun canopy, not the annex. But here's your connection where the sun canopy or the annex would inflate. We have not hooked that up yet. One thing I think that probably frustrates people, it frustrates me a little bit, is this connection for the pump does pop off. It's not the end of the world. You just have to reach in, you know what I mean, and kind of screw it back into it. Actually, I'm done inflating. I can pull this out, and I forgot to even. It does hold, obviously. It's got a valve in it that prevents it from losing air. So, like, I mean, I inflated this an hour and a half ago, and I had left the pump in place. Pump automatically turns off. All that's cool. You've got an actual privacy shade as well as a screen. So you've got a privacy divider here on the inside, and you also have screens that you can put down whichever one you want. And it's actually, it would zip out if you wanted it out. I think during the summertime we may zip it out. It's just my wife and I, so we're not sharing the camper with kids or anybody else. The door has been something that I'm a little surprised has not zipped up super awesome. It's been very tight. I have not tried it today to see if it would relax a little bit more. You can try that right now. This is what you get for trying to do a YouTube video with your phone versus an Instagram or Insta 360 or something, a real one. So, this would close. It just was very snug the last time. It kind of got me a little scared, frankly, how tight it was. So I was hoping that maybe over time. Yeah, see, it's still very, very tight, the door for me. And I've got it guyed out pretty tight on the back. That is one thing that I'm a little like, why doesn't that do better than that? I don't know if that's something that will get better with time, like as it stretches. I'm hoping that it will. That's kind of another reason why I keep going over these beams. You know, the beams can come out of place just a little bit. They're very easy to put back in place. not a big deal. It takes just a few seconds. So, we actually redid the table. The table had the legs on it. We thought that that would get in the way. So we had them do an articulating mount. I don't know if this is the Laguna or the like Amazon knockoff brands, but it works real well. The table turns and articulates, and then it folds out of the way and nests right here just like it normally would on top of the cushions. It does have the little radio. I mean, I come to the woods to get away from the radio, but radio's been fine. It works well. It sounds okay. Lighting is pretty much LED. It does have little lights on the floor. People commented on these things holding in, or the little CO detector or the LP gas detector is going off. We have not had that problem. I haven't heard this thing go off one time, other than me putting a cushion against it by accident. Bed sleep's really good for me. My wife is generally asleep. I mean, we have a sleep number at home, and she likes a soft bed, and she said she slept well. And she's generally like a 35 on a sleep number. This thing's been very comfortable for us. Pretty easy to level. I would bring something for the jack, or the tongue jack wheel to chock it. I did not have that the first time, and it rolled off my ramps the first time and just got our attention. Nothing happened, but I mean, I had the emergency brake set and everything, and it still rolled off. So just be aware that can be a thing. So far, enjoying it. The seats are very comfortable back here. I think you would be comfortable if you did get stuck in this in the rain. We have dogs, so that was one of the reasons we picked this, because it had a little bit of floor room and room for the dogs. So it's been good. Not a whole bunch of storage. Some storage, but not a bunch. So I wonder if that's also a thing. You kind of have to, if you're into backpacking and you're carrying small stuff to begin with, you're probably just fine. You've got stuff that's small. If you're used to car camping and you've got kids and you maybe have a little bit more gear, that might be something you would want to look at. Didn't realize that, mine just has the batteries. I did not realize I would need an inverter to make the outlets work. We decided to forego that in the short term and just do an EcoPower power bank, 1000 or 1024 or whatever it is, power bank, which has been really good. The LED lights are over here. They're dimmable. They work really well. I got the switch off outside, but they work really well. They work really good. So if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. I had a lot before I bought it. I'm still finding out things I've got questions on, so I think that's part of the beauty of, people that have these things. I would imagine probably or want to talk about them with other people. So feel free to drop me a comment in the bottom, and I'll try to answer any questions you may have. Thanks.